Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first start by thanking you for allowing me the opportunity to present to you a country analysis for market entree of a new product, your product, the Generation X smartphone. As you all know, myself and several other managers have been solicited to recommend an Asian country in which your firm should launch your Generation X smartphone. Now, your product is doing very well in the North American market, and you want you to have the same success, if not more success, in the Asian market. Allow me to start this presentation by introducing the team. Lastasia Thomas, Mariah Hunt, Leslie Walker, Georgette D. Ver McBride. Asia is a huge continent and has 48 countries. We researched three of these countries as possibilities. The countries we researched were China, the Philippines, and Thailand. I will let you know that ultimately and unanimously we chose China. But let me also tell you why the other two countries weren't chosen. Thailand has 66 million people, but most don't use mobile networks or smartphones. Really? Only about 36% do own phones. That's a low number, which tells us that a new smartphone won't stand a chance from a business standpoint. Our objective is to make money, but there is no money to be made. The Philippines is the third largest Asian country, but again, only 30.4% of the population uses smartphones. And again, there is no money to be made. But when you look at China, there's a population of over a billion people, and 90% of that 1.4 billion use smartphones. 902%. This tells us what? That smartphones sell in China? People not only use their cell phones for personal use, like taking photos, listening to music, and playing games, like in the other two countries we looked at. In China, phones are used for business and to make purchases as well. As a matter of fact, if you read the bottom line, China has the world's largest mobile phone market, the world's largest mobile phone market. What smartphone manufacturer wouldn't want to be a part of that market? China is projected to become the second largest global economy by 2020. Your company needs to get a piece of that pie. Incomes are rising, cities are being built up. You have a younger generation with more money, and they are spending that money on luxury items like smartphones. We want to target this booming, growing middle class population with brand awareness. Brand awareness, get your product in the market, let them become familiar with it so that everyone wants a Generation X smartphone. We want to make your product stand out from the rest. We suggest designing the Chinese batch to appeal to the Chinese consumers. We will distribute some in the US before we start distribution in China. You'll have American Chinese calling home to China, telling relatives about this smartphone that is designed just for them. Again, brand awareness will design in the colors of red, black, yellow, and white, since these colors represent positive things in China. We will also feature little 8s on the case, since 8s are lucky in China. A nice custom-oriented product is not enough to win over the market. We have to add other strategies, and this is where pricing comes to play. Initially, we don't plan to make a profit. We may, and that will be great. However, we are not budgeting for one. We plan to start the product in the medium price range as an introductory pricing strategy and brand awareness strategy. It should take about 6 months to a year before consumers realize that they just have to own a Generation X, and then we can gradually increase the price. We've included some data on sales forecasts on this slide Again, we don't expect a profit until the second year. This slide shows the sales of smartphones in this huge Chinese market. Sales have come a long way. This slide shows some financial information to let you see just how smartphones usage has grown into a lucrative and profitable business. This slide shows some additional financial information. You can see how the income in urban households in China has grown tremendously. More money means that consumers can buy more of what they want. The population in China has doubled since 1960. They definitely have the people to buy the phone. They have the income which continues to rise. Smartphones are still rather new and intriguing. They have only been around for about 20 years. I didn't have a smartphone as a teenager, and I bet many of you didn't either. But now, all teenagers either have a smartphone or want a smartphone. And that is true. In today's world, teenagers want a smartphone, and they're getting them at an early age. 1.39 billion mobile phone subscriptions have been sold in China in September 2017. 1.39 billion. That means that at least 1.39 billion phones have been sold as well. How are we going to get these phones out here for the consumers? We're going to advertise, promote, give discounts, coupons, and trade-ins from other companies. We will even give away some free phones. Brand awareness, people. We have to get your brand out there. Every Chinese consumer must know and recognize a Generation X smartphone. Telecommunication. We have three telecommunications companies in China: China Mobile, China Unicom, and China Telecom. We must get to know these companies and build a good rapport with them because these are the companies who will be providing service for your smartphones. These companies offer some of the fastest internet services in the world. Now. We have to make sure that Generation X is up for the task. We've talked about advertising, but how will we get it out there? We will get it out there every way that we can. We'll use retail outlets, middlemen, internet sales, mobile outlets, whatever we have to in order to get our product out there. We need to make sure we set up retail outlet centers in all these cities. These cities hold strong commercial opportunities. We need to monitor these centers and set up additional centers if we need them. We must ensure that consumers can access the Generation X smartphone. I want to thank you all for allowing me to present our findings to you. Hopefully, you are convinced that China is the right market and now is the right time to introduce the Generation X smartphone. Thank you.